Good afternoon, my name is Marjorie, and thank you for coming to listen to my informative speech that I will be giving today. My topic is how to keep a marriage happy. Most of the time, failed marriages happen due to lots of different things. Number one being communication. Number two being the excitement is not there. Understanding is not there. Just different things like that just causes marriages to fail. A big mistake that happens in marriages is people listening to other people, listening to the negatives on what other people have experienced, and just taking in that negative information, and it causes your own marriage to fail. So that's a big mistake that people make. Instead of sitting down with your spouse or your partner, you start listening to what other people have to say, and you let that negative energy turn your energy negative, and it ends up an epic fail. The purpose of this speech is to provide some knowledge and some tips on how to keep your marriage happy and how to take the proper steps to work on your relationship versus giving up. I first want to provide a small video on just some different tips from different people as far as keeping a marriage happy.
We met in college.
We have been married for 55 years.
We've known each other since the 6th grade.
And it doesn't make any difference whether you've been married for one day or half a century like we have.
It's really important to have fun.
Yeah, and we do.
Don't go into a marriage thinking you're going to change somebody.
Let your wife know how beautiful she really is.
Support your spouse 100%.
Learn to live within your means. Don't sweat all those little things. When you get to be our age, you realize they aren't that important.
Bring out the best in each other.
Just walk holding hands.
You're going to make mistakes.
Admit when you're wrong.
You don't ever have to do that because you're never wrong.
Forgive each other.
When raising children, you need to be a united front.
Make sure when you discipline your kids, you both agree on the discipline. And if for some reason you don't talk about it in front of the kids. Do it privately.
Put the Lord first in your life, then your spouse, then your children.
Practice what you preach.
Have grace.
Have mercy.
Do whatever it takes to make your wife fall in love with you every single day.
Be aware of your words, the ones that you say and the ones that you don't say.
Thank you for watching that. I first want to discuss communication within a marriage. If you're unable to communicate with each other, that's grounds for termination. In a relationship, nobody's psychic. If you don't explain what's going on or explain to the person how you're feeling, then there's no way to fix the problem. That is mistake number one in a lot of marriages. If you can't talk to someone or they can't talk to you, it leads to other things, and by leading to other things, I mean finding another shoulder to lean on, talking about your problems with someone else, and once that happens, that just makes the whole situation worse. A lot of times there's no way to reconcile things like that when it happens in a marriage. So without communicating, bad leads to worse when you don't communicate. I also want to talk about having fun in a marriage, being open, trying to laugh every day, things like that, doing things that on a normal you wouldn't do, but be willing to do it if your partner wants to do it. You have to have fun, taking trips, things like that with each other, so you can focus on one another without any distractions, without any children, without your friends, without your work. If you are unable to have fun, that's also problem number two. You have to be able to laugh, even if you have to resort back to high school or college. Just having fun makes a relationship strong. Even if you have to set aside 2 days a month, just you and your spouse or you and your significant other taking time out, just one another. No cell phones, no anything. Get to know each other better, learn things about each other that you didn't know. Whether you're married 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it may be something that you didn't know about the other person. Lastly, I want to talk about keeping God first in a relationship. You have to be able to be spiritual with each other. If you're unable to be open or be spiritual with whoever you praise, I mean, with me, it's my God. If you can't go to church with each other, read the Bible together, have faith in someone, have that go-to person when times are rough. If you don't have that, then that's another problem. You have to be able to have that one person that you can look up, even if it's your pastor. You just have to be spiritual, and you have to abide by your vows and what you said when you got married. So all in all, what God put together, let no man tear apart. If he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. To keep a marriage strong, communication, having fun, keeping God first, things like that are things that are very important in a marriage, in a relationship, you know, even if you haven't gotten married yet. So those things are very, very important. Thank you so much for listening. I'm now going to take some questions from some of my audience members.
Yes, I have a question. My question is, I noticed you have a ring on your ring finger, so I wanted to know if you're married, and if so, how long you've been married, and what do you do to keep the spark in your relationship?
Yes, I am married, and I've been married for about 6 years, and a lot of the examples that I gave to keep a marriage happy, as far as communication, you have to be, what I do personally is, if I have a problem with something, I have to express it. I feel like if I hold it in, it makes matters worse. So if I'm able to talk about it, it kind of opens up different avenues to get through the problem that I'm having. I also like to set aside time for me and my spouse. That's definitely needed for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I need my me time with no distractions, and that's usually what keeps me happy. So that's what I do to kind of keep my marriage going. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate your time. Have a good day.